I'm Dr. Jesse John, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, and we are discussing anatomy of peritoneum and rest of the anatomy of the peritoneum we will discuss in this video. And we will start from the falciform ligament. Falciform ligament uh, is a sickle-shaped fold of the peritoneum which connects the anterior superior surface of the liver to the supraumbilical part of the anterior abdominal wall and the inferior surface of the diaphragm. Its concave inferior margins contains the ligamentum teres. The ligamentum teres extends from the umbilicus to the notch for this ligament on the inferior border of the liver and joins the left branch of the portal vein at the left end of the porta hepatis. Contents of the falciform ligament contains these structures: ligament teres, paraumbilical veins, and numerous small veins which connect paraumbilical vein with the diaphragmatic veins. Now we will discuss peritoneal cavity. It is the largest and most complex serous sac in the body. Peritoneal space between the parietal and visceral layer of the peritoneum. In the male, it is closed cavity, but in female, it communicates with the exterior trochlea of uterine tubes, uterus, and vagina. Therefore, pelvic infection are common in females. Normally, the peritoneal cavity is only a potential space and contains only a thin film of serous fluid which lubricates the adjacent surface of peritoneum so that they can glide over one another. But the peritoneal cavity is capable of great distance following the collection of fluid. So these are the clinical conditions where the fluid collect in this structure that called ascites. If there is blood, hemoperitoneum, and if there is air trapped to pneumoperitoneum, all these clinical conditions happened. Subdivisions of the peritoneal cavity are divided into two parts: greater sac and lesser sac. Greater sac is the larger compartment of the peritoneal cavity and extends across the whole breadth and length of the abdomen. Lesser sac is the smaller compartment of the peritoneal cavity, which lies behind the stomach, liver, and lesser omentum as a diverticulum from the greater sac. The two sacs communicate with each other through the foramen epiploicum. Tracing of the peritoneum. The peritoneum is a large serous membrane which lines the interior of the abdominopelvic walls, roof, and floor. It is reflected along certain lines from these parietes to be continuous with a layer of peritoneum over certain viscera. Thus, peritoneum is usually divided into parietal and visceral layer, and they are really the parts of the same membrane. Greater sac, it is the main part of the peritoneal cavity, and into this sac protrude all the peritoneal organs. Supracholic and infracholic compartments of the peritoneal cavity. The abdominal part of the peritoneal cavity is divided into the anterior superior supracholic and posterior inferior infracholic compartments by the transverse colon and mesentery. Supracholic compartment is largely under the cover of the contained costal margins and diaphragm, and these cavities surrounds the liver, stomach, spleen, and the superior part of the duodenum, and lies anterior to the pancreas, duodenum, kidney, and suprarenal gland. Attachment of the liver to the diaphragm and anterior abdominal wall defines the subdivisions of the supracholic compartment. Infracholic compartment is filled with the coils of the jejunum and ileum and surrounded by ascending, transverse, and descending colons. The infracholic compartment below the level of the transverse mesocolon is divided into right infracholic space by the root of the mesentery of the small intestine. Right infracholic space is triangular with apex lying below the ileocecal junction, and left infracholic space is larger than the transverse mesocolon. Intraperitoneal fossae. The peritoneal cavity presents a number of small pockets called fossae, into which loops of bowel may become caught and get strangulated. Important ones are lesser sac, paraduodenal fossa, and retrocecal fossa and intersigmoid fossae. Subphrenic spaces below the diaphragm, 6 spaces are defined in relation to the periphery of the liver, called subphrenic spaces, and these spaces are right posterior intraperitoneal compartment and the right anterior intraperitoneal compartment, right extraperitoneal compartment, left posterior intraperitoneal compartment, and left anterior intraperitoneal compartment, and left extraperitoneal compartment. Right posterior intraperitoneal compartment communicates through foramen epiploicum with the lesser sac of peritoneum, and the right anterior intraperitoneal compartment situated between the anterior surface of the right lobe of the liver and diaphragm in front of the superior layer of the coronary ligament and right triangular ligament. Right extraperitoneal compartment, it is a space between the bare area of the liver and the diaphragm. Lesser sac is a diverticulum of peritoneal cavity behind the stomach and communicates with the greater sac through a silt-like aperture that is called epiploic foramen. Boundaries anterior wall from above downward formed by the caudate lobe of the liver, lesser omentum, posterior inferior surface of the stomach, and anterior two layer of the greater omentum. Posterior wall from below part it is formed by posterior two layer of the greater omentum, and the structure forming the stomach bed except spleen are transverse colon, transverse mesocolon, pancreas, upper part of the left kidney and left suprarenal gland, and diaphragm. All these structures forming the stomach bed are separated from the stomach by lesser sac, except spleen, which is separate from the stomach by the greater sac. And this is your assignment that is covered two questions. Describe peritoneal cavity and what is greater sac. And we will cover the next topic in next video. Till then, study well and let me your queries and I will resolve very soon. Thank you. Thank you so much.